Hi there, I'm Marty, and today we're going to take a look at these Faber-Castell Grip Erasable Crayons. These are non-toxic crayons made in Peru by the Faber-Castell company, and they're obviously marketed towards kids. And I think what makes these crayons sort of unique is that, well, they have the grip shape, which is really good, and it's something that Faber-Castell came up with to make it easier for kids to hold the crayons. Also unique is that obviously they're erasable, which, yeah, hear that sound right there? That's how easy it is to pull the tab open on these crayons, which I think is really cool. Now these come in a 24 pack as well, but I just wanted to test out the 12 pack today, and you can see all the colors right here. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to swatch these colors out, and then later on I'm just going to color like a kid. I mean, you really want to put these to the test like a kid would, and so I'll do that a little bit later on in the video. But one of the things you notice, one of the first things you notice when you pull these crayons out, if you're used to using a Crayola or a different type of crayon, is there's no paper casing on these crayons. So Faber-Castell, claims in their marketing that, hey, that's just a bothersome thing to get in the way of your coloring fun, so why have it there? The other thing you're going to notice immediately is the triangular shape of the crayon, which is unique to Faber-Castell, and I really like it in some of their other products, like their pencils and whatnot. But they also have these little indentations in them, which again helps with the grip. And I think if you have small hands or you're a child, this is a shape that you probably would like to use and prefer over a round crayon. Also, if you're on a tilted work surface or anything like that, the crayons aren't going to roll off the table because obviously they're triangular shape. And I guess one of the primary claims to fame for this particular product is that you can erase it. So let's see if you can really erase this crayon. And you know what? It looks like you can indeed erase this crayon, which is pretty cool, because I don't know if you've tried to erase a different kind of crayon lately, but it's pretty tough. Now, is it perfectly white to the paper? No, obviously it's not going to be, but I wanted to erase on both a cold and hot press paper, and obviously the hot press paper is smooth, the cold press paper a little bit more rough. And then I think a good test for crayons is to put them a little bit to the layer test. So I'll do a few different layering exercises here just to see how these colors build up upon one another and if we can get a little bit more vibrancy to them. Because one of the first things I noticed about these crayons as well is they're not extremely vibrant. The colors don't really pop out at you. As you can see, they're a little bit muted here on the paper. The other thing I noticed when I was layering is if you get too many layers, it just starts to pull up the layer underneath. So can you see that right there, where it just kind of seemed to pull up the layer underneath and just create kind of a mess. So I think once anything you get past 3 or 4 layers, you're probably going to run into that problem. Now, kids may not have cause to do that, but there you go. Now, blending the crayons is pretty easy, although you're not going to notice a huge shift in color. So yellow and blue isn't going to make an immediate green right away, but you can get, with a little work, the right effect so you can get to a color if you work at it a bit. So what about coloring like a kid, So I figured, well, I'll draw some sunshine and trees and things like that just to kind of test it out, and on different paper. So there's some notebook paper. Here's some regular sketchbook paper that I wanted to try out. And, the crayons are fine, but again, I kind of noticed this lack of vibrancy in them. You have to really layer them on to get the sort of vibrancy that you might be able to get from a different type of crayon. And I don't know why that is. Maybe these crayons are just manufactured differently or whatnot. And here I'm just going to color in this alien person that my son Ethan drew, which I thought was kind of cool. He let me color it in. Also, you want to try the rubbing test with these crayons just to see how they work, because a lot of people and kids especially will like to do this, rub out stuff so you can see the shapes underneath or whatnot, and the crayons are good for that. No problems doing that. And I wanted to try it on some coins as well, which is always fun to rub coins so you get the impression on the other side. So this is like an American quarter, and I think I did a penny and a dime, something like that. But long story short, I was a little bit disappointed with this product, if I'm being 100% honest. And it's probably because I have a couple reasons. One, I have a pretty high expectation for anything made by Faber-Castell. I really like their products, and I'm almost never disappointed by what they make. But in this case, these crayons just fell a little short for me. Obviously, they're for kids. I understand that. They're not a fine art instrument, but yet and still, I think that the color vibrancy could be a little bit stronger in the crayon. But otherwise, no complaints. They're easy to hold. I think kids will love using them. They're non-toxic. Obviously, erasable, which is a big benefit. So if you want to teach your kid a little bit about how to correct mistakes, what a great, what a great item to do that with, or instrument. So yeah, and they're inexpensive. They're really inexpensive for a Faber-Castell product. I think you can find them online for pretty cheap. And they check a lot of the boxes, but again, they're non-toxic, they're easy for the kids to hold, easy to open, very inexpensive, made in Peru, Faber-Castell products, so you know the quality is going to be there. I think they could just make the colors a little bit more vibrant, and these crayons would be a home run, I think, for kids or even artists who just wanted to play around with crayons once in a while. Okay guys, a couple quick updates. One, the limited edition Owings sketch kit, which is available exclusively at Wet Paint. All of the parts and pieces are coming in to put together the additional kits. The response was so good, we sold out of the first batch of kits right away, and now we had to order some new supplies to restock the kits, but Wet Paint's got that stuff. I think the last of the items are supposed to come in this week, so if you've ordered one or you want to order one as a gift in time for Christmas, I think you'll be able to get it in time. We're putting together like 50 or 60 more kits, but I think 37 of those are already spoken for via back order. So if you want to get yourself one, get over to Wet Paint, pre-order your kit, and when we get it all put together, it'll go out to you definitely in time for Christmas, from what I'm told. The other thing is, I wanted to mention, you guys, I'm on Patreon now. So if you go over to my Patreon site, here I'll provide a link down in the description, but here's a look at the site quickly, and I'll have exclusive content there and things that you won't necessarily see on YouTube here, or you'll see it early before it's released on YouTube. So that's kind of the benefit of Patreon for creators. We can put some exclusive content out there and give you access to it. Well, thanks for stopping by today, and if you haven't had a chance, please subscribe to my channel and go ahead and comment. If you have any experience with these Faber-Castell crayons, I'd love to hear from you. If you've got grandkids, kids who've used them, or even if you've used them yourself and you have thoughts or feedback on these crayons, I'd love to hear from you. I think Faber-Castell listens to its customers. That's why it has a great product, and hopefully they'll hear us here as well. So your voice is loud and mighty, and I'd love to hear from you. And well, that's about it for today. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you're celebrating the holidays in good cheer. Talk to you soon. This is Marty with owingsart.com.
That's crazy.